Hello and welcome to the Slyphor channel. Back again with unexpected results. And we've got our first pack of Dragons of Tarkir. Almost like Khans of Tarkir there. So yeah, let's get straight into the pack and let's see what we get. Straight down one side, take off the corner, and into the pack. Our first card is Khologan Stormsinger, a 1-drop 1/1 with haste, so a decent first turn card, pretty good, human shaman, and it has one of the new abilities, Megamorph, which is similar to Morph, except when you pay its Megamorph cost to flip it up, it gets a +1/+1 counter, and most of the Megamorph cards seem to have an effect when you flip them up as well. So that's quite cool. And Khologan Stormsingers is when you turn this card face up, it gains haste until target creature gains haste until end of turn, because he already has haste. So, and it only flips up for 1 red, so that's really cheap and really good. It means you can drop like one of the big dragons from the set and throw in Khologan Stormsinger face down. Or if he's already on the field, you drop one of the big dragons, spend 1 extra, flip him up, give them both haste, swing in. So it's a pretty good attacking creature for an uncommon as well. Then we have Coat with Venom, 1 black, instant, so a nice combat trick. Target creature gets +1/+2 and gains Death Touch until end of turn. This is a really good combat trick actually. In the pre-release I came up against one of these and it just ruined one of my creatures that I was using to defend myself. And also I ended up going past a couple in the draft that I've done so far, and they're pretty good. The only reason I haven't played them is because I'm not particularly a black player. Then we have Student of Ojutai, who for 3 and a white is a human monk, a 2/4, and whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you gain 2 life. So he's pretty good in Jeskai decks. He's Jeskai watermarked as well. Or sorry, in the new Dragons of Tarkir sets, they're not the Khan tribes anymore. So he is Ojutai watermarked, and is good in an Ojutai deck, which is Azorius colours, white-blue. But yeah, he's pretty good. He triggers with non-creature spells, which is what it's all about in Ojutai. Then we have a Shambling Goblin, who is basically a reprint of Festering Goblin, but he's a zombie as well. It's a black for a 1/1, and when it dies you put a -1/-1 counter on an opponent's creature. No, it's not even a counter on this one, it's just a -1/-1 until end of turn. And this one is Silumgar watermarked, which is the Sultai dragon. In fact, I believe this Khologan Stormsinger that we opened first was Khologan watermarked, in case you didn't pick up on that. And he's the Mardu dragon. Then we have an Updraft Elemental, who is also Ojutai watermarked, which hopefully means we'll get some good Ojutai stuff. For 2 and a blue, he is a 1/4 flyer, so a pretty good defender. Not really getting him for much damage, but having flying makes him really good in drafts. And then we have the Ataka Beastbreaker, who has another one of the new rules, Formidable. So first off, he's a 2/2 for 1 and a green, so he's a bear, which is pretty good. He's a human warrior, so he triggers with any warrior stuff you might have, even though this is Ataka, so it's green-red. It's the old Tima clan. And Formidable is you pay a cost, and if you have more than 8 power on field in total, so it can be split across all your creatures, you could have just one big creature that's an 8-drop, or you could have, say, this guy being a 2/2, then like 3 other 2/2s, That's 8 power across the field. And it means you can trigger their ability that's formidable. So Ataka Beast Breaker's ability is 4 and a green. He gets +4/+4 until end of turn. So that's pretty good. You can turn him into a 6/6 for the turn, as long as you have 8 power on the field. So it's a good way of, if you have a nice upper hand, you can just start swinging in for loads more and get a really good advantage. Then we have an Ancestral Statue. It's a 4-drop artifact creature golem for a 3/4. When it enters the battlefield, you return a non-land permanent you control to its owner's hand. So it's okay. If you have a morph creature on board, you can always return that and then remorph it back down. With megamorphs, that could be useful, but it seems like it could be interesting. We then have a Springing Warbrute, who's another Kolagan watermarked creature, for 4 and a red, an Ogre Berserker 5/4. It attacks each turn if able, and it has Dash, which is the Mardu rule from Fate Reforged. So I've probably talked over that, but Dash basically means you drop them with haste, and then they come back to your hand at the end of turn. So yeah, his Dash is a bit cheaper. And it's pretty good. And then we have an old classic, Naturalize. 1 and a green, instant, destroy target artifact or enchantment. These are always pretty standard, pretty good cards. And yeah, they're not bad. Then we have the Silumgar Butcher. This is another one of the new rules, Exploit. It means I get to talk over all the new rules. Oh, except we haven't found Rebound yet. If we find Rebound, then I've talked over all the new rules. So the Silumgar Butcher is a 4 and a black 3/3. And Exploit means when it enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice a creature to play the exploited effect. So you can bring this in, and if you sack a creature, then target creature gets -3/-3 until end of turn. So that's pretty decent. This one is also Silumgar watermarked. So Exploit is the Silumgar rule. Formidable is the Ataka rule. Rebound is the Ojutai rule. What are the others? Megamorph. Megamorph is just a general kind of thing. I don't think it really specifies to any of them. Are there any other new rules? Because if not, then Kolagan and Dramoka seem to be missing out. I think Dramoka just has a lot more bolster. And then we get into the uncommons with a Virulent Plague. 2 and a black enchantment, creature tokens get -2/-2. I am going to really hate this card because it's a really good card, which means quite a lot of black players will probably play it, depending on the format. But in Commander, I play a lot of token heavy stuff, and this basically kills off all my tokens, or makes them all a lot weaker and a lot easier to kill, which is not good, and I don't like it. But there you go. And then our next uncommon is a Lightning Berserker, another Kolagan card, for a 1/1 for a red, so another quick drop. It has Fire Breathing, so you can spend a red to give it +1/+0 until end of turn, and it has Dash for a red, so you can drop it in for a turn and just swing in for 1, and then pull it back so that it doesn't get shocked or magma jetted. I don't know what else you'd use against it. But yeah, so it doesn't get Scouring Sanded. That'd be one. Our next uncommon is a Minister of Pain. 2 and a black for a 2/3. This one also has Exploit and is Silumgar watermarked. And when you exploit this card, or a creature, when this card exploits a creature, creatures your opponents control get -1/-1 until end of turn. So this deck seems to be pretty Silumgar heavy with lots of minus counters. And our rare is Collected Company. So 3 and a green, instant. Look at the top 6 cards of your library. Put up to 2 target put up to 2 creature cards with converted mana cost. With converted mana cost 3 or less from among them onto the battlefield. Put the rest to on the bottom of your library in any order. So you basically get to spend 4 to summon 2 creatures out of the top 6, and basically scry 6, which is pretty good. Then we have a plains, and then we have a zombie horror star creature, which is pretty cool. So, if I was to have a pick of this pack, let's get straight into it. We didn't actually see Rebound, which was annoying. So, without Collected Company, I would say personal favourite, Student of Ojutai, because Ojutai is the clan I like playing. But I reckon this Minister of Pain is probably the best, because it's a full Scouring Sands for sacking something that could be just like a zombie token or a warrior token. So it's pretty good, and it's a 2/3 for 3. So yeah, it works really well. So yeah, that's my pick of the pack. I hope you've all enjoyed this episode, and I shall see you all next time.